Alrighty guys, so I've been checking your assignments. Good job on the blood work, making sure that we understand what's going on with blood. So I want you to come up with 5 different ways that blood can be analyzed. So we're going to start talking about bloodstain patterns and looking at how we interpret bloodstain patterns and what it tells us for a crime scene. So the first one is going to be passive stain. Now, we've already been talking about passive drops. And passive drops and passive stains are generally the same thing. So I'm going to give you an example of passive stains here in just a second. But essentially what it is where you have a droplet of blood that comes off due to gravity, and due to gravity alone. So in terms of the assignment, it talked about those 2 forces in terms of surface tension and gravity, and those working in conjunction with one another in terms of that particular blood droplet having that oblong shape. So good job in terms of being able to answer that. A transfer stain is where you have a blood stain that obviously goes from one object to the next. Really easy to be able to visualize that, but I'm going to give you a really quick one later on in the video. Impact spatter. So impact spatter is generally some type of velocity type spatter that occurs from a murder weapon, from a gunshot wound, and really it just depends on how quickly that impact is. And so whenever we're thinking of impact spatters, think of like a hammer. And if you were to hit that hammer, if you were to hit something with that hammer, and you would imagine the spatter that happens as a result of that, that would be your impact spatter. Whenever we're talking about cast off is going to be where you have blood that comes off of a weapon. And so it's swung with so much velocity that blood will fly off. And this really kind of explains why you might be able to see blood on the roof or on objects or areas where you didn't expect it to begin with.
And then not get fake blood on my ceiling.
And then your void pattern. So your void pattern is going to be where there's an obstruction. So something that is in front of the path of blood so that it makes a bit of an outline. Okay, so I'm going to give you all these different types of examples here in just a second. So you'll see that in the next video.